Hello and welcome to the program. I am Suren. Depression is a very lonely and sad word, and the causes of many ills within the human societies. It is proven that positive thinking assists with stress management and can improve people's health. It boils down to negative thinking on individual levels, and it seems that we are all guilty about this. All we have to do now is to overcome the negative self-talk. Is your glass half empty or half full? This is an age-old question about your positive thinking, and which reflects your outlook on life, even your attitude towards yourself. Optimistic or pessimistic? Yes, it can most certainly affect your health. Some research shows that we have personality traits, optimism and pessimism. The positive thinking usually comes from optimism, and it is the key to the effective stress management. And this is associated with many health benefits. If you are a pessimist, don't worry. You can still learn positive thinking skills. We all can. How about positive thinking and self-talk? Positive thinking cannot be for you to ignore life's less present situations. Just thinking means that you approach unpleasantness more positively and productive ways. You always think that on the positive and the best things will happen, not the vice versa, not the worst. It usually starts with self-talk. It is the endless stream of not spoken thoughts running within your head. Some of your self-talk comes from reason and logic, although some self-talk arise from misconceptions that you create due to your lack of information and having preconceived ideas. We all do, believe it or not. If your thoughts are mostly negative, your outlook on life is more likely to be pessimistic. If your thoughts are most positive, you are likely to be an optimist or someone who practices positive thinking. The researchers continue to explore the effects of positive thinking and optimism. Increased span of life surely depends on lower depression, normal levels of stress and pain, great resistance to illness, better psychological and physical health, better cardiovascular health, and reduced risk of death from cardiovascular diseases and reduced risk of death from cancer, reduced risk of death from respiratory diseases and conditions, reduced risk of death from infections, better coping skills during hardships and stress. It may not be quite clearly explainable how some people experience better health benefits from engaging in positive thinking. However, we know that positive outlook enables us to enjoy better, normally stressful states. We can also say that people with positive outlook on life get more physical activity following a healthy diet, not smoking or drinking alcohol in excess. How do you know and identify your self-thinking? Question mark. Here are some pointers. You magnify the negative aspects of the situation and figure out all the positive aspects of it. You may experience very lovely daytime activities, but in the evening you may consider more tasks and forget about the compliments you may have received during the day. Invert the things which occur and you begin to blame yourself. For instance, you may hear that evening gathering or occasion is being cancelled, and you may assume you are forced to change the plans because nobody wanted to be around you. You may even automatically have the worst results in supposed facts, and people may be fleeing from you. And if your day will be a disaster zone. Does it happen? It does. You may try to see if someone else had to be responsible for what happens. That is to avoid being responsible for. your own primarily. You may think that you should do also other things, of course, but blame yourself for not doing them. This is also possible. You may make a big deal out of minor problems. You may be keeping impossible standards and trying to be more perfect, for much of you is set for failure. You can only see things as good or as bad, and there is no middle ground. However, we can all turn negative thinking into positive ones. If someone wants to become more optimistic, he will bring in more positive thinking. And one needs to identify those areas of life which are usually the things negatively thought about. Relationships, work, your daily commute, life changes, you name it. You may start small by focusing on one area to approach, and if you are more positive, that would be a good start. During the day, you can stop and evaluate what you are thinking. Yes, you can. If you consider your thoughts have been mostly negative, then try to discover a way to put a positive spin on them. You can. Smile and laugh often, especially during difficult times. Have fun in everyday life. And if you can laugh at life, you will feel less stressed. Try it. Aim to exercise for about 30 minutes every day of the week, if you can. You can break it up to 5 or 10 minutes chunks of the time, if you also like. Exercise does positively affect your mood and physical health. Do not say anything to yourself that you would not say to anyone else. Be gentle with yourself and be encouraging. When negative thoughts enter into your mind, evaluate them rationally and respond with affirmations about what is good about you. Thinking about the things you are grateful for, as with you and your life. Instead of saying, I never have done it before, say that because of waiting for an opportunity to learn something new. Instead of saying, it is too complicated. Say, I will tackle it from a different angle. Instead of saying, I don't have the resources, say, necessity is the mother of invention. Instead of saying, oh my, I am too lazy to do this, so I could not fit it into my schedule, but I can re-examine some of my priorities. Instead of saying, there is no way it can work, say instead, so I will try to make it work. Instead of saying, it is too radical a change, let's take a chance. Instead of saying, no one wants to communicate with me, say, if I can open the channels of communication. Instead of saying, I don't think I am going to get better at this, say, I will give it another try and I will get better. If we have negative outlook, we cannot expect to become an optimist overnight. With practice, eventually, we may experience less self-criticism and more self-acceptance, self-worth. Becoming less critical about the world around us. When your condition of mind is optimistic, you are better able to handle stress in a more constructive ways. Positive thinking about aging may extend your life. Doug Arney, the author, explains, positive thinking has been shown to have a direct impact on health and longevity. Positive thinking reduces stress, blood pressure, and speeds healing. Look up. Consider some quick steps to create a positive perspective, as this author suggests. 1. Fill your day with gratitude. Think about and be thankful for every good thing in your life. 2. Have a purpose. 3. Forget the past, learn from it, and then move on. 4. Surround yourself with positive people. Look at your closest friends. That is what you will be like. 5. Turn off the bad news. The media news is always bad, always negative. Stay in tune, just enough to be up to date, and you will know what the rest will be. 6. Exercise. It reduces stress and brightens your mood. 7. Spend time mostly outdoors. Look at the sky, trees, grass, oceans, birds, and clouds in the sky. 8. Love and be loved. All of us want to love and need to give love. 9. Choose peace. Live in peace with others and yourself. 10. Find spiritual peace. However, you made it or believe it, discover what is in and beyond you and is in the midst of it. Positive thinking will help you live longer. More importantly, it will help you live better. As in Today magazine, we read, "Optimists live longer. Study finds." A. Pawlowski writes, "Expecting good things to happen may be key to a long life." Having a high level of optimism has been discovered to be associated with longer lifespan past the age 90. You can put it to test if you like. According to the study, 50 and 79-year-old women on how to get healthy shows responses of them and that they put more time to their lives, up to 26 years, meaning the 25% most optimistic participants were likely to live up to 5.4% longer and were 10% more likely to live beyond 90 than the least optimistic of quota participants. There you have it. His findings stayed the same after accounting for demographics, chronic conditions, and depression. Lifestyle factors may be the contributors. Actually, a press release noted. In fact, the findings suggest optimism may be an important strategy to promote healthy aging. The authors wrote like this. Now, both men and women, after having lower levels, were associated with living longer and higher odds of reaching the age of 85. Although it is said that the scientists are puzzled in understanding the pathways from optimism to health and longevity. As others in the field of psychiatry consider that optimistic people are more likely to have goals and the confidence to reach them. So, optimism may help people cultivate and maintain healthier habits. Lovina Lee says, previous studies show that people who are, shall we say, highly optimistic have lower chance of dying prematurely from stroke, heart disease, and even cancer. Optimistic people may also be better at regulating their emotions during stressful times. They are less likely to be angry or agitated. Josh Klapoff, PhD, a clinical psychologist, says, so physiologically, it puts them at less risk for all of negative consequences that we know from stress. He added that those people are more likely to form social connections because they see the good in people. This protects them against the loneliness, believe it or not. However, thank you for sharing this experience and watching the program. We shall meet you again by the next episode. Until then, keep smiling and be happy. Thank you.